Well, the new year so far has been all about new records. 6 Super Bowls for the Patriots and the longest government shutdown ever. And now, as of this coming Friday, it could all happen again. Another shutdown, not the Super Bowl. Your thoughts?
The President of the United States!
Dangerous southern border.
It's just killing people. The common people, the hardworking, middle class, low middle class, government people.
More than 500,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be on the line for all of this.
Again, that just shows weakness on both sides.
Walls save lives.
What's your advice to Congress as they try to
Do
come
their
up?
job.
Yeah.
Figure something out. Have the backbone to stand up against the president. They have the power to overrule him.
There's no reason why things can't run while we're trying to work out the differences.
Urgent national crisis.
The shutdown was a stunt.
Yeah.
I think that we should complain in the highest way and the strongest way possible.
What would your message right now to Congress be?
Act your age.
Act your age. Oh, there was Red Sky at Night, Sailor Delight. Did you see that last shot?
Indeed.
We're joined by our political analysts, Marianne Marsh and Rob Gray. So guys, let me ask you just quickly off the top, Rob. Let me start with you. Do you think we're headed for another federal shutdown?
Well, Trump and the Republicans were wounded by the last one, I think. So you would think they wouldn't go back to that well, but we're talking about Donald Trump. So I mean, it could well happen again. I mean, Trump wants the wall. He's got a lot of political currency staked on that. So if he has to shut it down for a few more days, I think he will do it.
What do you think, Marianne?
I totally agree. Unfortunately, I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I listen to what Trump said in the State of the Union. He wants his wall. He's playing to his base. That's all he cares about. And if there's not funding for the wall in that deal, which I don't think there will be, he's not going to go with it. Pelosi said this past week that if it's a bipartisan deal, she'll go with it. But I don't think there'll be any money for a wall.
But let me say that he does have a good case for the wall, because even you look at the State of the Union, half of the Democrats who were around in 2006 and 2013 voted for 700 miles or more of border fence. So he does have a good point that I think, you know, he may prevail in a shutdown fight.
2/3 of the country don't want the wall. Game over. That's public opinion.
What about emergency powers? Yes, no?
No.
Don't think he'll do it?
No, I
he
don't
might
think he
do it,
will.
but he shouldn't.
I don't think
That's a
he will.
unanimous no on the emergency powers. Okay.
President Trump says State of the Union is now nearly a week behind us. Outside of the women wearing white, including our Lori Trahan, Ayanna Pressley, and Catherine Clark, and Trump insisting on the wall. Did his words mean anything in the end, Marianne?
This was a speech to unify his base, not unify the country, which is what we were all told going into that speech. And it was clear because he only talked about the wall and he went crazy on women's reproductive rights. That was directly to the base. It was sandwiched by some little high romance language in the beginning and the end, but this is about trying to protect himself from the buzzsaw that is Robert Mueller coming his way.
Are we going to remember that speech for very long? It's been a week now, and I don't hear too many people talking
Well,
about it.
I think that Marianne's right that it was aimed at middle America, not at the middle of Washington, D.C. And Trump knew what he was doing. I thought it was poorly written, poorly delivered, and effective, because he hit on things that his base cares about. And I think it was effective for him.
With his base.
I'd like to switch the conversation now to Senator Elizabeth Warren, who publicly is apologizing for identifying as American Indian. And I want to show you this graphic here. We're finally seeing the application to practice law in the state of Texas, where she lists her ethnicity. If you look in the lower left corner, it says American Indian, and you can't even actually fit it on the line that's there. Is this... She apologized for it, Marianne. Is this too late? Is this too late?
No. Look, Democrats are super focused on winning the 2020 presidential election. But what they don't want to do is relive the 2016 election with Hillary Clinton's emails. So I think most voters, Democratic voters, will see this as that she signed something 30 years ago as Native American because she's believed for over 60 years that she was Native American. So if it's just that she's fine. But if it comes out that she did get a job and had an advantage because she said she was a Native American and got a job because of it after saying she did not, then that's going to be a problem.
So that would be the problem.
I think that's the problem.
Not Rob. Someone asked her in the very same scrum where she apologized, said, are there other applications out there that you registered yourself as an American Indian? She didn't say no.
She didn't answer it.
She didn't answer
it. And this is the problem. It's a slow-moving train wreck. It started in 2012 in her Senate race, and it's still happening. She has not gotten it all out there yet. You cannot be white and pretend that your race is American Indian on a form I think can survive politically. Democrats are looking for winnability against Trump. She's hurt her winnability factor with this. They have a lot of other choices. I think they'll pick somebody else.
If we go back to the 2012 OTR shows, I and others were saying you really need to deal with this now in this first race. They did not. They could have done it 7 years ago.
Meanwhile, getting political grief in Western Massachusetts, Congressman Richard Neal is being harassed to push for more aggressive impeachment measures by a group running this TV ad. Take a listen.
Neal can subpoena Trump's tax returns and vote to start impeachment hearings against the most.
What's the likely result of this, Rob?
I don't think there's any result. I mean, Neal and the Ways and Means Committee already asked for Trump's tax returns. I think that's going pretty far. I don't think he cares about a billionaire who's never set foot in Massachusetts running a small amount of advertising.
Outside of aggravating Congressman Neal, do you think there's any effect of this ad?
Well, here's what matters. Robert Mueller has Donald Trump's taxes, and he's had them for some time now. That's the real point here. Will Richie Neal get them too? No question about it. But Richie Neal's not going to interfere with Robert Mueller's investigation, which will be the end of Donald Trump, and the taxes will be a part of it. So this little vanity project by Tom Steyer and others is doing no good, only undermining Democrats, undermining the Massachusetts delegation in the same way Seth Moulton did when he opposed Nancy Pelosi. We are now the second most powerful delegation in the country, and Richie Neal is chairman of the Ways and Means. Do you want to be on the wrong side of history, the wrong side of Massachusetts, the wrong side of politics and Democrats in Massachusetts? If you're part of this, you need to think about that.
And we need to take a break, so we'll be right back.